just to call our next surprise speaker. Yes? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Whoa! One more. 1, 2, 3. Whoa! Last one. 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much for welcoming me. Okay, so I found that the Constraint layout has been released since a long time, but many of the developers are not able to, use it. Right? Am I right or wrong? I mean, how many developers, Android developers, are using Constraint layout? Quite a lot of. So I don't think my talk is not required. Okay, let me just quickly go through it. This is the small, crisp session of just 15 minutes, right? So why new layout? Those who are already know, they can answer. Why? Why this new layout? Yes, please.
The Constraint layout flattens the view hierarchy. That means there are less overflows and more performance views, and we can express more than relative layouts.
Perfect. Anything else? So this is, yes, please.
And another thing is the more and more resolutions.
Right.
There are available lots of devices with different resolution. The manage there. And one thing is the device layout dependency.
Perfect. Anything? If someone want to add something? Yes, please, over there.
The main advantage of constraint layout is you can perfectly manage the orientation. Like if you turn to landscape or portrait, or if you want to maintain in multi-resolution, so it is best for use that.
Perfect. So these are the answer. Let me just quickly go through it. You have to have so many hierarchies, right? Because for the horizontal and vertical. In the relative layout, there are something which you cannot apply, just like a view on another view, which is getting hide or something like that. So the problems are the current layouts are complex in customizing. Yes or no? Yes. Poor performance. We know if we make a lot of hierarchy, right? Third, animation is not that easy. Have anyone ever tried animation in linear layout and relative layout? How was the experience? Too bad. Too much of coding. Agree. And the another thing is, all the traditional layouts are using that layout kind of tags where what I say, I guess you already aware about, so I don't want to share it. So now constraint layout. It is released in IO 2016. The base thing is it supports till API level 9, right? And another thing is it is not bundled with the SDK, so you can directly go to your Gradle file and just put it, implement, and its URL, right? The main important thing how it works is the cross-vary algorithm. Anyone aware about it? What is that cross-vary algorithm? So I guess this is the new thing that you come to know. Finally, I got something. Okay. So in the constraint layout, everything is measured by the constraint which you are going to apply. And this cross-vary algorithm is used by the iOS development. So the first thing about constraint layout is it is inspired from the iOS development. Okay. So this is not something new that Google have invented. This is something that which is available and which is really very good for developers, so they have implemented it for the Android. Right. Now for the constraint layout, these are some of the terms who are using constraint layout. They are already aware about it. Constraint, baseline constraint, bias, chains, guidelines, groups, dimensions. Constraint. In a layman term, what do you mean by constraint? I'm standing left to this podium. This is the constraint. Baseline constraint, edit text and text view, where where you are writing the text, right? In the bias, okay. Right now I am center of the screen. Now I am biased towards the podium. Are you getting it? I'm going to show you live demo, don't worry. Okay. guidelines. For example, this podium is not available here, right? For example, and I'm just mentioning you that just think that podium is available here, and I'm just standing 1 foot ahead. Okay, so guideline is for you, so you can design your layout, but that particular guideline is not visible to the user. I mean in the screen. That is for your reference. Group. Till now you are grouping the objects with the layouts only, whether it's any kind of layout, right? I mean in the layout group, you are using any layout group and you are grouping this. So what was the problem with that is, you have to make it in such a way that it should be oriented to each other in a closely manner. So if your one view is in the top left, another view is in the right bottom, right? A third view is in the left bottom. So you cannot group them in a single layout. So this constraint layout will help you to group them. And the dimensions. How many of you have already used the image view with the perfect size? I mean with the perfect aspect ratio without constraint layout. You always end up with 200 dp by 150 dp or 140 or 120, then scale type fit xy or center, something like that. Yes or no, right? But with the constraint layout, you are able to give the aspect ratio depending on the image. If you are getting an image with the 16:9, right, 4:3, so you can make your layout in that way. Let's just see the demo. Give me something which in a single layout. Sorry?
Can you make this easy?
No. This is customizable. Okay, so the question was, he came up to the stage where there are customized icons over there with the round and the dimensional. So that is not available right now in the constraint. Let me just go with this. Are the people are doing some changes on the screen? Excuse me. Hello. Oh, bhai sahab. Is there any person is correcting it? Okay. Can everybody see the screen? What is happening? Right? Okay. See, there are different kind of arrows in the constraint layout. Right? There are totally 3 kind of arrows. Just please pay attention. I guess you can see that. The straight line is known as the fixed dimension. So whatever the dimension you give, it's a fixed. This one is like a match constraint, just like a match parent. So in the constraint layout, there is no any kind of match parent stuff. There is a match constraint. And this one is the, any guesses? The one who is using. Sorry? Confused? Wrap content. So see, both the arrows are to the inwards. So this is the wrap content. Is it clear? Wrap content, fixed, match constraint. Okay? Clear this? Because this is most important part where all the people will, I guess, make some mistakes. Even I do. So let's just make it just fixed. Right. Now if you check this, there is one icon just like a magnet. Right. You can enable and disable it. The meaning of it is it will auto connect to the constraint, if any, available. Right. If I close this and Let me just make it delete. Right, this is not doing anything with this, and here is the right constraint. I'm just defining. Okay, as soon as I will click on it and I move it, oh, okay. Oops. It's not working. Can anyone please help me? What I'm doing wrong? Okay. Removed. This is wrap content right now. Let me just delete the image. Get the image view. Select the image. Now magnet. Nothing happens. Done. Magnet. Nothing happens. Anyone know the reason why? This one? Okay. It does work. So what is this magnet thing? This is why I did this, because you guys told that you are aware about it. Okay. Anything else? So you guys already know about it. So many people have raised the hand, that's why I stopped giving my whatever I have prepared. Because you already know. Anybody? શું કરો છો તમે લોકો? Let's do this over here from the starting. Image view, Singapore. Now what I want to do is, I want to make it in the up side. So first I just want to define his size 200 dp. 200 dp. Now I want to make it in the center. So what I will do is I will just connect its left constraint, and the right constraint is already connected. This is the margin that they have given. I make it 0. Sorry. This is what happens when you don't use your own system. So now this is why like this. Oh shit, very bad view. Is it visible now? Okay. So what I did is I just connected to the 3 constraints, left, right and top, and remove the margin to the 0. Right. Now the problem is the image is not getting fit into it. So what you can do is you can give the aspect ratio, that I want the image in the particular aspect ratio. If you pay the attention towards this, there is a small corner over here. If you click on it, you will see the ratio is 1:1. You can change it to 16:9 and become that. Right? Okay. Now apart from this, let's just create the text view. And the plain text. Okay, I guess now it is visible, right? Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to make it in the center of the screen. So I'll select both, this one and this one. What I'll do is directly go this center vertical. So whatever the screen size I have remaining, it gets in center. So what I did is, this is just a change. In a technical term that we show here is the change. So both the groups are bind together. Now the baseline is, there is a AB is written. I don't know whether it is visible or not. AB, you just click on it, and drag and drop it. And they are just base aligned. Right? Now the thing is regarding the bias, you can change the bias from here. This is the vertical bias, and if you have selected for the horizontal, you can change the horizontal bias from there. Now that magnet thing is actually the automating. How is doing? Let me just show you. So this is the button I am dragging. Sorry guys for the worst demo, because the system is not supporting. What you can do is, if you want to go to the demo, just go to this code labs of Google Code Labs, where there is a complete demo of constraint layout. I have downloaded that only, and I guess that's why it is not working on my system. So I'm really sorry for that. So actually, if you think that your constraint layout is so complex, it is not, right? If you just pay some little attention to it, you can easily use it. So I don't think this slide is required here because you don't enjoy. Thank you.